friends, welcome to Next Level Consciousness with Linnea Stella. Today we're gonna talk about the most powerful manifestation method that I've come across, namely identity shifting. So I have been playing unconsciously with identity shifting already 5 years ago, like over 5 years ago now, in the beginning of 2018. And this was quite in the beginning of my spiritual journey. And I was obsessed with doing different kinds of meditations, visualizations, spiritual practices. I had my full-time job, and as soon as I got home, I just couldn't wait to dive into the next cool, next level manifestations that I have found somewhere. So yeah, it was a beautiful period. And I really got into visualization. Around that same time, in the beginning of 2018, I got the desire to become a yoga teacher. But to me at that time, that was so far away from who I consider myself to be. Because I had always followed the beaten path and went to school, to university, got a degree, started a normal full-time job. And I arrived at that point that maybe you recognize too of, is this it? Is this everything? And shortly after that, I had my spiritual awakening, and I started to connect with yoga on such a deeper level. And I remember looking at my yoga teacher and thinking, they look so happy, they look so fulfilled, just walking around here barefoot, sharing words of wisdom, and everyone is just loving what they do and having an amazing time. And it was such a contrast from my open office with its nausea-provoking lights and everyone wearing shoes. Can you believe people wear shoes? And just where I didn't feel appreciated what I did because it was such a tiny part in something bigger. But teaching yoga, there is this moment of really shared love and connection. And I remember looking at my yoga teachers thinking, wow, they are so lucky who get to do this. When the thought hit me, what is telling me that I can't become one of them? What is telling me that I can't just kick off my socks and start to teach yoga just like they do? Because I have so much love in my heart, I have so much passion, and I just wanted to share with people how much better it's possible to feel. Because I had gone from a state where I was over-controlling, overthinking, I had even anxiety attacks, and felt constantly in this very low vibration into feeling just this complete trust, connected to unconditional love. And I wanted everyone to feel that difference for themselves. So what I did is that I took this vision and I plugged it into the visualization that I did every night. And I just visualized myself being a yoga teacher. And of course I didn't know exactly how that would feel since I had never taught yoga at that time, but I just imagined, I used my beautiful imagination, okay, how would it feel to just walk around and sharing words and showing the poses. And around that same time, I got the idea, the deep desire to go to Costa Rica. I don't know where it came from, it literally came out of the blue because I had never before thought of going to Costa Rica. But I started to follow Instagram accounts, travel blogs about Costa Rica, and I told my friends I am going to Costa Rica. And they asked me when, how, and when I looked at my reality, it looked kind of hopeless because I didn't have enough savings, I didn't have enough vacation days at my full-time job to be able to really go on that trip that my heart longed for. But I just told them soon. And after doing this visualization, I visualized myself specifically teaching yoga on a tropical beach in Costa Rica. I did that every night for 2 months. And one night I was sitting in front of my laptop when I got an email notification. And the email said, the first person signing up on this link will win a free yoga teacher training in Costa Rica. And I just had this visceral reaction. I didn't even think. I just clicked the link, entered all my contact details, and then I thought, oh, I'm so stupid. This is of course some kind of scam. And now they're gonna spam me, they have my email address, because there is no such thing as a free yoga teacher training in Costa Rica. This was just too good to be true to me. The following day, I got an email saying, congratulations. You were the first person to sign up so you can come to Costa Rica for free. All expenses paid, you will become a yoga teacher. And I just couldn't believe it. And I even called the company, even though it's a trustworthy company that I knew about since a long time. I was like, but this can't be real. Like, is this really true? Where's the catch? And I said, there is no catch. Like, you're the winner. Do you want it or not? Because otherwise we have other people on the list. And I said, yes, I want it. And a few weeks later, I was on the flight to Costa Rica. And the rest is, as you say, history. My life has never been the same since I quit that full-time job shortly after coming back, because I had shifted my identity completely. But this was really such a beautiful example of identity shifting. When I first got the desire of teaching yoga, there was no way I saw myself doing it. I thought it was just a distant dream, and I didn't understand how reality works. Because the way reality works is that if you have a desire on your heart, it is because you are meant to live that out in this lifetime. Desires often have a bad rap, but I really see that desires are messages from your soul for what experiences it wants to grow. Because your soul is here to grow in Earth School. So of course that was available to me. I just needed to start to have a little more playful attitude and think, maybe it's possible I can just do this visualization just for fun. Like, of course I didn't expect it to pay off, not as quickly and not in the way it did. So this really erased any doubts about us being the co-creators of our reality. And this is really the premise of identity shifting and why it is the most powerful manifestation technique. Because ultimately, we manifest from who we believe we are. And your identity is a container for all the manifestation tools you have, which is your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, actions, decisions. All that compoundly is the fuel that you use to co-create your reality with the universe. And that is why identity is so powerful, because once you shift your identity, all those individual tools that you can use one by one, for example, by working on your limiting beliefs, that will in turn affect the other parts. But when you shift your identity, you just automatically shift all of them at once. That's why it's so powerful. And when you think about identity, it really determines what we believe to be possible. Right? So if you think of someone like Joe Dispenza, do you believe he's capable of manifesting his reality? Probably, if you know who he is. Or Aaron Doughty, or anyone else who shares a lot about manifestation. You probably think, oh, of course they can manifest their reality. I believe that, because that is who they are. But even for these people, it started with them believing in themselves and consciously shifting their identity to activate these powers. It's not that they are inherently different from you and I. And that is why I'm so passionate about manifesting and also identity shifting. Because this is something everyone can do. Everyone have the innate tools. Just like everyone has the capability of talking or feeling emotions or taking actions, with a few exceptions, but everyone has the built-in technology to manifest. And that makes it so much more interesting to me than specific talents. For example, being a professional soccer player, which I would have a very hard time to become because I'm afraid of balls. But everyone with a little practice can shift their identity. And I am also so passionate about identity shifting because I am more interested in you creating a life that you love every day. And to me, a fulfilling life is one where you are doing and experiencing things that you love and also living your soul purpose. Meaning that you are also of service to others, that you are helping others in the way that comes naturally to you. Okay, so I'm less about this very hyper-specific manifestation method for manifest one-time sum of money, or manifest a house or a car, or just one thing at one occasion. I mean, that's cool, and who doesn't love magic? But I'm more for you intentionally creating the life of your dreams, because that's so possible. Yet, maybe you cringe a little because it sounds so cliche, and we have been so brainwashed that it's not possible, and it's just like a few superhumans who are capable of doing it. That's not true, and I want to show you that it's so possible. Because if I could go from being in this constantly disconnected state, feeling so alone, feeling so in despair, overthinking, having anxiety attacks, so severe I needed to go to the ER one time, you can also get into this state of really owning your full power as a human being. And I also believe that this is the way that we heal the world from the inside out, by stepping into our innate power, believing it's possible, and stopping to see power as something negative. Because when you are connected to your heart, power is something very sacred and beautiful. And as I told you, identity shifting is so powerful because it really allows you to use all the tools you have for manifesting. I don't know where that came from. But for example, if you only work on your beliefs in isolation and you don't do anything else, it's like having a fully fueled car, but you're not hitting the gas pedal. You're just sitting in it and like, yes, I have all the potential for manifesting, but I'm not actually using it. But when you shift your identity, you are actually embodying this new way of being. And the actions that you desire to take at that level, they just come naturally without resistance. And that is also the way that you know that, hey, I actually have embodied my next level self, my 2.0 self, whatever you want to call it. That's the actions that seemed like so out of reach in the example of my life, becoming a yoga teacher, all of a sudden it's so natural. Like a couple months later, I was teaching up to 5 classes a day, which is quite intense, but it was just natural. I woke up, I taught yoga. Identity shifting is nothing static. It's not like you are shifting your identity once and then you're there, because your soul is here to constantly grow and evolve. So I also want to take the pressure off if you're like, oh, I don't know what my next level self is or what identity I want to step into. I just feel like I'm not really happy where I am right now, where I don't feel fully fulfilled. I feel like I have so much untapped potential. Know that it's not your final destination. It's just your next step that you are manifesting, whatever that looks like to you. But when you do this consistently over time, you step from one identity to the next and the next and the next. That's when we do what looks like quantum leaping to other people, and they think we're just lucky and that the universe is just supporting us a little more than others. But you can actually do this. You have so much more control than what most people think in this process. And if you are unsure about the next level, I just want to tell you that it's completely normal, first of all, to feel numb. I don't say that I'm happy that it's normal, because I wish that all people were just in complete connection with their desires and their emotions, but many of us are numb for one or another reason. That doesn't mean that your capacity of manifesting is completely shut off. But that just means that the first step to you is to get clarity and to get in touch with your emotions, because your emotions are like messengers from your soul, telling you what direction to move into. So you need to be willing to be open to your emotion, to tap into this deeper guidance and be sure that you are actually manifesting a next level self that you want, and not a next level self that others want from you, or that you feel pressure from society to step into, or that maybe your friend is stepping into, but that is really something that is true to yourself. And a thing that you can do, if this numbness resonates with you, is to take just 2 minutes a day and be in touch with your emotions. Allow yourself to feel. Because many of us carry trauma that it is not safe to feel, and that we need to repress certain emotions and certain parts of ourselves to be accepted. And that will actually stunt your capacity to manifest and block it. So just 2 minutes a day sitting with your emotions. Maybe the first couple days, the first week, you won't feel anything. That's normal, but you will over time, I promise you. I also invite you to check out, if you haven't already, a 6-part video series that I did on manifestations. They are in the same playlist as this video, where I went through all the 6 parts of the manifestation process where you might get trapped up. And the first video is just about getting clarity and how to know what you want to step into, what you want to create and co-create into your life. And if you feel unsure about your next level self, you can watch all of these videos. I also want you to know that if you are stepping into your next level self, that is going to feel unsafe for your subconscious mind, which is that very strong part of you that tries to keep you safe. So it's a normal part of the process and actually something to be excited about and celebrate if you encounter some kind of challenge that tempts you to go back into your old self, your old way of being. Embrace it and welcome it with open arms instead of thinking, oh, it's a sign I shouldn't step into my next level. No, that's not the case. The universe is trying to help you. Because the thing is, you have free will. You are the only one who can heal yourself and who can release some blocks that are stuck in your being. So if you are trying to step into your next level self, and for example, your next level self has $1 million on their bank account and now you have $10, you probably have some kind of money block right now. And maybe you feel this money block showing up to you, and maybe you get a bill of $9 and you're like, oh, damn, this is not good. That's an invitation for you to see, okay, why? Why do I have this block? Where does it come from? So that you can heal it once and for all. And when you heal it, you're going to jump up to a much higher timeline and state of being, and you're going to start to see the abundance coming in, which will also help you to wire in this new identity. But the challenges are not there to tell you are in the wrong way. They are there to show you what has been blocking you. So that is another thing. You need to be willing to look at your shadows and to face your fear. You need to be willing to be brave, to embody your next level self, your new identity. And if you feel a bit unsure about what do I actually mean on a more tangible, practical level by identity, it can just be the next thing that you want to experience in your life. Because remember, life is all about experiences, specifically experiences that make us feel a certain way, or that we expect to make us feel a certain way. So for example, my next level self can be, I want to reach 100k subscribers on YouTube, because that would just be a cool thing. And when I am at 100k, then maybe my next level self would be 500k. And yes, you can talk about that this is quite superficial, it's just numbers. But to me, those numbers would represent something. They would be a representation of something actually much deeper. That is, okay, I am of service. I am helping people. I am contributing to helping people step into their power. So it's not like, oh, I have this number, look at me. But it's more like, wow, this is a beautiful validation that what I do is actually helping others. And for you, maybe your next level self is the president of an NGO helping the environment, because that would symbolize and that would mean that you are contributing in some way. Maybe your next level self is a stay-at-home parent, because you feel like a big part of your life purpose is really to be present with your children and to give them an upbringing that maybe you didn't have. Only you know, and that comes from the depths of your heart and soul. That is why I told you that you need to be willing to be in touch with yourself, because otherwise you may go astray and you may be trying to manifest someone else's next level self, and that will never give you that fulfillment that you are seeking. So identity, something tangible that will make you feel something in particular. Fulfillment is often the case. At least if you're here resonating with what I'm sharing, I know that you are a good-hearted person, you want to make a positive difference in the world, and your next level self is serving at a bigger scale. But there is nothing wrong with wanting the abundance for yourself and a more relaxed lifestyle. Maybe you want to work less, you want to work for yourself, maybe you want to be financially independent. I believe that we live in an abundant universe and that we can have both. We can feel abundant and we can also help others. And it is actually when we are in a state of abundance that we have an overflow of energy to give to others, and that we raise our vibration to a level of consciousness where we access ideas that we currently can't. Okay, so that's just some inspiration about your next level self. And I want to leave you with a powerful exercise. I am currently running a free manifestation challenge called Embody Your Next Level Self. We're having so much fun in the group with this exercise. And I also want to say that this is not my creation. I am completely crediting Kwasi Yo here, who is another YouTuber. And I found this exercise and I started to play with it for myself. And I started to see quite fast results. So that is why I want to share it with you too. Because it's very fun, it's very simple, yet it has mind-blowing results when it comes to embodying your next level self. So what you do in this exercise is that, first of all, you take your little paper and a pen and you draw the next level version of yourself. No perfectionism allowed, just have fun with it, be creative. And if you feel like, you can also connect to yourself on a deeper level before, for example, by meditation, by being in nature, by dancing, by being around with friends, something that raises your vibration. Then draw your next level self. And a bonus point that you can use, because I am a very sensual being, I like to engage different senses, is that you can use, for example, an essential oil, a specific smell, because smells carry memory, and you can also listen to a specific song as you do this exercise, because then every time you reconnect with that smell or listen to that song, you will evoke those feelings of being your next level self. So the first step, drawing your next level self, you can be as elaborate or as basic as you feel like. It's just because the subconscious speaks in images. So it will be so much easier for you to step into this next level version of yourself if you have an image of it. Now the next step is to write 5 superpowers that your next level self has. And I also, once again, I know for myself that I've been such an overthinker in the past. Don't overthink it. Just take the first things that come to mind, and you can always change them if you feel like topping it up. But 5 superpowers. And then write a description. Why is the superpower helping you in being your next level self? For example, if your next level self is running an NGO, maybe a superpower is leadership skills. Maybe it is being extra environmentally conscious. That's a superpower, right? You get what I mean, I hope. Otherwise, post in a comment and I'm happy to explain further. Then, next to the 5 superpowers and explanations, you are gonna list 5 habits that your next level self is taking on a regular basis that is also helping them to maintain this new identity. Then we have 5 affirmations, things that are serving and acting as a bridge between where you are now and your next level self. For example, I am abundant, I trust, I am love, whatever comes to you. Then write out 5 accomplishments that your next level self has already achieved. And finally, add something about their style. So is there maybe a specific jewelry, maybe a beautiful crystal that they are wearing? Maybe they have a specific watch, but just something that is a symbol for your next level self. Because remember, the subconscious mind speaks in images over words. So this is going to be very powerful in you to help connect to the energy of your next level self. And then you are done with the exercise. Now, every day and night for at least 21 days, because that's the time it takes to rewire your subconscious mind. You will go back and just look at this, read through all the things, look at the picture, and if possible, feel the feelings of your next level self. And I know for myself, that is why I'm saying it so many times, but if you're like, I don't know how to do this, because I'm also a very scientific person and logical, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Just trust the process. Just be like, okay, just by reading these words, something is shifting within me because Linnea told me so. Totally responsible for your manifestations here. But yeah, so just look at it, try to feel the feelings. Maybe you can do it if you have a meditation practice or something and you are in this very open state. That's extra powerful. But just right after you wake up in the morning and just before you fall asleep at night, the defenses, the barriers to your subconscious are lower naturally. So it will be easier for you to reprogram your subconscious mind and to really wire in this new identity. So that's all. And also every night, the subconscious loves images. Remember, write down 1 piece of proof. And if you're tired at night, as I am, you can just write a word, something that happened during the day that proves that you are on the right track. And once again, no perfectionism, just something small is enough. It can be maybe your next level self is, maybe you are single, your next level self is married to a soulmate partner. And the proof is, I saw a cute stranger and they smile at me. Well, that's definitely a sign that your soulmate partner is on their way. So I hope that you found this helpful, and I am so excited for you to get started with this exercise. As I told you, I'm running a challenge now in my group. We are working with this and people are just having so much fun. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I am here for you, supporting you, believing in you. I really want to see you shine. I hope that you feel that. I am sending you some good energy throughout the screen, throughout time and space, wherever you are, whenever you are watching this. Remember your power. This is an activation. It is a reminder of who you truly are. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, maybe share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.